Last week, the chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Dr. Iyorchia Ayu, excitedly led 6 governors and other stalwarts of the party to receive the convener of Lagos for Lagos movement and member of the All Progressives Congress, Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran, into its fold. Popularly known as JANDOR, Adediran was formally presented with his membership card by the PDP Caretaker Committee Chairman in Lagos, Julius Akinshola. Adediran, who defected with thousands of his supporters, is preparing to contest the governorship election in Nigeria's commercial capital next year. His Lagos for Lagos movement has built a sizable following and is seeking to end the hegemony of former Lagos State Governor Bola Ahmed TINUBU and the APC in the state. Joining us now to talk about his defection to the PDP and why he thinks this will strengthen his chances of supplanting any governorship candidate fielded by the APC and convener of Lagos for Lagos movement is Abdulaziz Olajide Adediran, media entrepreneur and convener of Lagos for Lagos movement. Welcome to the show and good morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you on the morning show again. I think this is the second time you've been here in recent months. Very quickly, I mean, you declared for the People's Democratic Party.
Right.
And we were told that about 6, PDP governors already endorsed you. Well, how strong do you think your chances are carrying the flag of the PDP, considering the fact that there are others out there, Prince Adedosunmu, Prince Wale Gomez, and so many others, who have been in the party, and who may also be interested. And some of them, like Gomez, for example, Gomez has been touring local governments. So what do you think your chances are picking the ticket?
All right, thank you very much. First, let me try to correct what has been going on using the word endorsement. I think what happened on Friday last week, if you put it side by side, with what we've been witnessing within APC Foods, where you have just one person in the campaign and the president is receiving such a person who didn't go there with his wife or children, compared to what we had, the coming of the governors to receive us and thousands of our followers is not an endorsement. It's just the party, looking at the state of Lagos with its peculiarity, and something that has never happened in a long while, where you have people camping from the ruling party to the opposing camp. I mean, that's the news there. And you agree with me, everybody wants to come and jump. What we've always been having is the other way around, people leaving opposing camp to where they can chop or go to the ruling party. But this time, it's the other way around, which indicated our seriousness about what we've been preaching for the past 6 years. Having said that, with due respect to other aspirant, existing members of the PDP who also want to aspire for this team, like we said, what we fought against in our previous party has been this issue of giving a level playing field. I will agree with you. The names you mentioned, they are also equally qualified to be governor of this state if given the opportunity. And we're coming to also subject ourselves to that fair contest among all of us. And whoever picks the ticket at the end of the day will fly the flag of the party. And what we are bringing in, as Lagos for Lagos movement, is to win for the party, irrespective of who gets it at the end of the day. But I just do know that, amongst everybody, the party will critically look, or the delegates will critically look at which one of these people can actually win a general election for us. It's left for the delegate to decide. So, what we had on Friday, just like I said it yesterday, it was beyond us decamping from APC to PDP. It was like a final burial ceremony of APC in Lagos State. Because we, the foot soldiers, we are the runaround boys, for the party. And we've left. And the moment this is done, it shows that they don't have anybody they can send on errands anymore. So they're all by themselves now. And that is what we try to showcase on Friday. And our coming to PDP is just to choose, or to give Lagosians that right to decide who governs them. Okay, it's just for us taking a decision to subject our aspiration to the wishes of the generality of Lagosians as against the mood of an individual. which is likely going to play out where we were. Somebody will just wake up and decide to say, no, irrespective of how much qualification and experience you've got, you can't go anywhere. I've got somebody who will do it. And what has that given to us? I mean, you see it in what is playing out. We eventually produce a governor who never envisioned to govern, who never prepared to be in office, who don't even know the right from the left. You know, a governor who wouldn't even take responsibility. I mean, you can't be perfect. You don't expect it to be perfect. But the moment you realize that something has gone wrong, as the chief security officer of the state, you come all out. Take responsibility. Apologize to your people. We saw it playing out in the NSAS and even the JPI report aftermath. I mean, I wouldn't argue whether there was a massacre or no massacre. The moment I set up a panel and they come up with something. But the fact that the government pathologist even said there was one death in Lekki, I would have considered that one death too many, you know, and apologize. Or would I be arguing whether I called soldiers to Lekki or I didn't call soldiers? The fact that soldiers were in Lekki, where I am the chief security officer, is enough for me to stop shifting this blame, take responsibility and do the needful. I think this is what was missing. Or is it the Magodo show of shame? You can say it for whatever you want to say. I will have to sit in my office. What is happening in Magodo? I already know what is happening in Magodo because I'm the state governor. I know what is happening in Magodo. It's been there for 12 years. So the moment you have such a situation in Magodo, you know it is beyond it. So what you need to do is from your desk, you pick up a phone and call the commissioner of police to start with. But what is happening in my state? That guy will say, look, sir, this is beyond me. And from there, you put a call to, you don't go to the scene and tell somebody, call your superior. Can somebody call a councillor and say, call the governor and tell him this is what? So this is what that practice within the APC has been able to give us. And we need to change all of that. We need an independent governor in Lagos State. We need somebody who will wake up and say, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to run the state, not waiting for anyone to do it. So anyway, we have moved now from that. We're in our own new party where we believe we will be able to subject our numerical strength to a fair contest and roll alongside every other person, express our seriousness to govern. They thought we were joking while we were APC. They thought we were pretending. But with what happened on Friday, we've been able to say to them that we are damn serious about taking this state from you and give it back to the people of Lagos State. That was exactly what we witnessed on Friday. And for all the governors that came and the National Working Committee and all of them, I mean, what would you expect them to do? Lagos is so important to Nigeria, the entity called Nigeria, and nobody wants to toy with it. We have done a whole lot for past 20 years. And what we are asking is, can we at least have a breath of fresh air in Lagos? And that is what we represent.
So we can make our inferences from everything you've just said about why you left the APC, but I want to ask you specifically to give us your reasons. Is it just a case of you can't get the ticket, so you're going to go with all your supporters? Why exactly did you leave the APC for the PDP?
You see, I said this somewhere yesterday. We didn't just get here today. I've been on this program before, just for one thing, to be here, spoke about the congresses and discussed everything that went wrong. I mean, and I keep saying this, the mistake they made was to have allowed us to go into elective Congress. Perhaps we would have been beaten by now and go back and pack up Lagos for Lagos and return. But they were not ready for that because they're not popular. We've got the numbers and we're saying, look, let us go for elective Congress. We need to choose officers who will determine who governs them at the end of the day. But you know, our usual style has always been one person sitting somewhere, write a list and say, okay, these are the people that will go to hell with everybody. When they realized that, oh, it was a big deal, they went to my ward in my local government to pick their own state chairman. As a result, we can't produce governor in that state. So we saw it as, okay, is this the game you want to play? Because we had a parallel Congress, we had our own chairman, who is also from Agege local government, actually. So they went to my own ward. So with that, they're trying to kill that ambition. We said, okay, no problem. We can have the chairman who move to where we can make that statement. And a lot of people have been asking us, why PDP? Why don't you form a new party and all of those things? And I keep saying to them, yes, I understand their concerns. But if you understand the nitty-gritty of this game, you know it is structure that wins election. So we come in, combining our own structure to that of PDP, joining their forces together, be rest assured that we are going to send APC packing in 2023. Okay, and that's there. And I want to take us back to, I mean, just for you to know about this, take us back to when Comrade Adams Oshiomhole ran for governor in Edo State. He was a Labour leader, a very popular Labour leader, known everywhere in the world. The guy didn't go to Labour Party. He didn't go to any other party. He had to pitch his tent with a party which got structure. And today, he's been governor of that state 2 times. So what we're doing today is a product of a thorough research, in the system, outside the system. And that's why we're not just coming here and picking. A lot of people want to go to heaven, but they don't want to die. That's the problem. You want to be, in power to change so many things. And that's what we're speaking to ourselves. That, look, as young people, if we populate an existing political party with our numerical strength, from within, we'll be able to take that power and do the reforms that they have refused to do, for us. That's what we need to do. Because if you form a new party, we can't continue deceiving ourselves. If it's not APC, it's PDP. And that's what's playing out now.
Okay, what's the capacity of this popularity you keep saying? You keep saying this numerical strength in numbers. Can you quantify it for us in empirical terms?
Absolutely.
And that's what. Number 2 will be, how are you going to upturn an APC where a lot of people argue that the PDP, even when they were in the center, when we had the PDP presidency, it was only the APC that held sway when other states were being taken in the Southwest. So what is it you're going to do differently?
Okay. First, let me speak to the numbers. What we had in TBS was over 40,000 of our members, strictly from APC. And in our database, we have over 100,000. We're only able to bring 40,000 because of logistic issues through TBS. So we've got these numbers. And it's not just like we're making, you've seen several things that we have done. Even while we're in APC, we had the parallel Congress. Parallel means they're having their own, we're having our own simultaneously. They've got all the money, our common patrimony in their kitty, and they pay, I'm coming, Rufai, and they pay people to come there, and our own people use their money to come to the venue. You saw the difference between the crowd. So we've got the numbers. Then number 2, asking how are we able to do it? I'll take you back to 2015, pre-2015, when APC got the center. So a lot of us will sit down and say, oh, it was TINUBU or it was Buhari. How many times has Buhari tried that he didn't get it? How many times has even TINUBU tried that he never produced a president? But it was the implosion that occurred within the PDP at that time that informed the APC getting the center. If you remember, it was the time we lost, the party lost Kwankwaso in Kano, and if you take Kano from Northwest, what is left? The state of Caliphate, Sokoto, Wamako left. In Rivers, Rotimi Amechi left. If you take Rivers from the South, what is left? Okay, in Kwara, Saraki left. As sitting governor, if you take Kwara out of North Central, what is left? And Lagos is there. Imo, this guy left. So it was that, Atiku left. It was that implosion within the PDP that informed APC being able to get the center. In other words, it was the same PDP that won that election for APC. So let's take this back to Lagos. That's why I said over the years, PDP has tried, they've done 1 or 2 things. But until, and of course we have that implosion in the strong base of the status quo, we can't get it done. This is what has happened on Friday. Okay, I will tell you this, we have huge numbers, of APC stalwart who are in this game. But they can't come out for obvious reasons. For what, they've done with each other at the past and, the style of this person bringing something to show you and say, okay, this is what you did while you were in office, and they will go back. But we have them. They're silent supporters. They're invisibles, but they will do a whole lot, wreaking havoc from within together. You can't know them. They're there. Okay? And this is something that we have that is doing different. So we've been able to take all the foot soldiers off them. So they are all by themselves. If they want to send anybody a message, now let them bring their own children. We have left. And we are now in PDP. Combine that forces. So, Rufai, in 2023, you know what they are doing now? They're doing everything, firing all sorts within the PDP so that we don't get on the ballot. Because they know that us getting on the ballot, it won't just be PDP on the ballot. It will be APC versus a breath of fresh air on the ballot. A lot of people are saying, okay, can we even do something else? This is something we have witnessed over the year. Our consistency is there to speak for us. We've expressed our seriousness and readiness that we need this state back. We're tired of this, you coming to being somebody who never prepared to govern, who never envisioned to govern, who don't even know Lagos like his back. There is no ward, there is no local government that I haven't been to in the last 6 years. I can tell you, as I sit here, all the traffic points in Lagos, these are the problem of those places and how to solve them. It's not a rocket science. The guy that came to the studio yesterday told me he was head of traffic. Or, Rufai, we had issues of theft in traffic every time. If you are going to Ojota, they will tell you somebody broke the glass of car in Ojota, they pick somebody's back to do. There are solutions to these things, and I'll give you one. These state governments are the ones giving garages to all these Agbiru. Okay, you are the one in control of these garages, and they're making a whole lot of money in that garages. Who will betide you as governor of Lagos State? If anything happened in that corridor and take that garage away from you, you see that those guys will go and secure that corridor during traffic hour. You don't need police to do all of those things. I was born in Mushin. In my area, you can't come from anywhere and come and steal. You can't even come. If something happened, okay, let me give you an example. At the rally, something happened. I won't mention. Somebody lost his pistol. One of the DSS, something happened. They took it out from the person. And they put a call to me that, Jide, one of her men lost his pistol. This is my state, this is my Lagos. All I did is one call. That pistol came back and we returned it to the person. That is you knowing the state you want to govern. That is you being in charge of your state. I've been telling them, I will go anywhere in this state and nothing will happen. And I've been going everywhere. I was in Lagos Island last week. I walked through the entire Lagos Island. Nothing will happen.
Okay, but if you don't get the PDP governorship ticket for Lagos State, will you still remain in PDP?
Let me say.
And if the APC had behaved differently and treated towards you as if you will be the next anointed governor of Lagos State, will you have stayed back in APC?
Okay, thank you. Let me first answer your first question. You see, I have been in the corridor of power before, even though I've never been elected or appointed. I understand what it is for your party to be in government. Not you now, for your party. Now, if, for me, being in the corridor of government, I know what it is, then I then know the importance of my party winning, an election, irrespective whether I was the one that is on the ballot or not. So we are in PDP to win for PDP, okay? We are in PDP because if PDP wins, you see the thousands of people that I move now, they will be able to raise their shoulder to say, okay, we have won as a party. So that's one. So meaning that we are here to win for the party, irrespective of who gets the party's ticket at the end of the day. But what we do know is that the party will examine, or the delegates will examine all the candidates very well and ask themselves which one of them can win a general election for us. That's on the side. On the other side that you spoke about that, okay, if they had, anointed me, I'll tell you this, Dr. Bati. You see, we left because we actually don't want the reconciliation committee to meet us while we're there. And I'll tell you why. If they had come, two things, and say, okay, Jide, we have seen your fantastic job you have done. Okay, we are ready to give you 90% of the structure. Let's retain 10% for the other person. One, it's not enough for us to get the ticket of the governorship because we know what is going to play out at the end of the day. Secondly, it is beyond just wanting to be governor. If I want to be governor, I can as well be the governor the same way Sanwo-Olu and all of them got to the office and be governor. I go and lick somebody's boots, carry madam's bag, and before you know it, I'm pronounced, Jandor is the next governor. Everybody start clapping and I get there. I don't want to be that. Because at the end of the day, I will turn out to be a governor that will require second-level approval before I can get anything done in Lagos. That's not what I don't want to be. So that's why I said the solution to Lagos' problem is having an independent governor. So to answer your question, if they had offered me, I didn't even wait for that to happen anyway, I would have rejected. I wouldn't even have done all of this to say, okay, I want to. So I just want to be a governor that can take responsibility. I'm still 44, sir. I'm just going to serve as governor for 8 years. So in another 20 years, I'll still be 64 approaching, and I'll still be very agile. So what do you want me to live with in that number of years? Okay, it is beyond that. So if it's about being governor, just being governor, I would have gone through that part. I know how to go through that part and do all of those things. No, what Lagos needs is an independent governor who can wake up, think for himself, believe in himself, go around, take responsibility, do good, and without not minding who source is God, and take a decision in the best interest of everybody in Lagos. And that is what the PDP is bringing now. I understand that a lot of things is happening within the PDP. Oh, some people are feeling uncomfortable. He just came. Oh, they are endorsed him, or things like that. I understand all of that we play. And I understand the role that the ruling APC is also playing within the party, to tell us, oh, don't allow him to stay there. Oh, make sure. We know all of these things. But again, how do we reconcile the fact that you've been there and suddenly all of this is still happening? We don't understand. Let whoever wants to come out. We have said it over and over again that we are not in PDP to disrupt the existing structure that is there. If you want to behave like a typical politician, we'll say, okay, we have come with numbers, scatter everything, let us do it again so that our own people can also be accommodated in the structures of the party. We said, no, we're coming to add value. If the delegates, you look at us and several others who want to run and say, look, now what we want is the government structure. We are tired of having party structure. We want government structure. We don't have anything to fight for now. We want to fight for who is going to be in charge of Lamata, who is going to be in charge of Loma, who is going to be in charge of Free Zone, not who is going to take as official or chairman of the party. No, we've done that where we're coming from. We fought war, but here, we are here to consolidate and say, guys, we've come to be part of this big family. We're presenting ourselves to be the governor of this state. Look at us very, very critically, not minding we don't even have one or two structures, and take a decision whether we're qualified to represent you or we can win the general election for you. That's it. Okay.
Well, we have to go now. And we want to thank you very much and wish you all the best
Yes,
as you aspire to become the next governor of Lagos State on the platform of the People's Democratic Party.
Thank you.